Welcome to Behind the Doors, the podcast where we take you behind the scenes of residential real estate investing. I'm your host, Dan Noma Jr., here with my co-host, Marvin Crues.
We're here to help you unlock the best strategies and practice for investors. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro looking to scale your portfolio.
We've spent decades navigating the ever-changing world of real estate, and now we're sharing everything we've learned to help you succeed.
From off-market deals to cash flow management and everything in between, we'll break it down and bring you actionable insights that can make a real difference in your investments.
So get ready to open the door to new opportunities and take your real estate investing to the next level. Let's dive in.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Let's talk about real estate agents. Obviously, two-sided marketplace. We always think about investors.
Yeah.
Let's talk about agents for a moment. So every morning, I have my cup of coffee. Commercial pops up. Says, "I'll buy your home cash."
Yeah.
Sight on scene.
Yeah.
No repairs.
Yeah.
So this cash offer messaging. Why does this work?
I know. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. You know, Gary Keller has a book. It's, this little red book. Have you ever seen it? It's like the real estate agent
everybody
Bible,
reads that if
right?
you're in real estate.
I mean, if you're a real estate agent, you haven't read it, pick it up. And that's not an endorsement for KW. That's an endorsement for Gary Keller, who I think is an icon in our industry. Like, good, bad, and different. The guy is unbelievable. He was the first one, I think, to actually write about guaranteed sale. And he wrote about, the idea that, customers are attracted to convenience. They're attracted to, the idea that they could get it done faster, more efficiently, cheaper. All of those things are attractive, right? And, companies like that, we have good houses and all of those, we live in a market where there's hundreds of wholesalers. There might be thousands of them here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like people that are advertising that I will sell your home for cash, or I'll buy your property for cash, stuff like that. But I think in like the context of real estate agent and why it's important to just make it part of their business. I don't think that an agent should there are agents, like the number one agent in the country, right? Mark Spain. Mark Spain has one central message. He doesn't deviate from the message ever. Never does he talk about something else. He's never talking about luxury. He's never talking about first-time buyers. He's never talking about, move-up buyers.
Right.
And he's not. He markets one way, and he says, "I'll get you a guaranteed offer on your home." The science, right, is that the consumer behavior is that they're attracted to the idea of convenience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't want to wait.
Yeah. I was reading this one book one time, and it was like the Bezos effect of everything. Jeff Bezos, like a made him, would say whatever you will, is like a pioneer in the world, right? He forever go down in history by putting everything in our hands instantly.
Yeah.
Right. And now everything that we touch or do service-wise goes back to Amazon.
Right.
It all goes back to his logic of like, I want to put a book in people's hands the same day that they order it, right? And that whole idea of like that speed to concept. So cash offer is that. Cash offer is our version of the Amazon to consumers. It's the real estate agent version of that. And that's how it starts. And it's the idea is that you as an agent, you can, advertise that I get a guaranteed offer, I've got a cash offer for your home. But to me, it's never been like the end all be all, and I think that's where like some agents stumble on this and they forget that actually what the premise is. The real kind of logic behind it is that you're getting a consumer to raise their hand. Right. So let's get them to raise their hand first, that they're interested in selling. That's a signal. Yes, they signaled that they wanted a cash offer, so give them that, but then also bring them other options so that you become their trusted advisor, right? You've got all the different available options. So to me, cash offer is a hook. That's what it is. Like cash offer is a hook, and you've got a subset of consumers that want, a cash offer and you have subset of consumers that don't.
Yeah, let's break that down. So the cash offer messaging, it works. It works because one, it plays on people's psyche, right? I'm going through something, whatever they're going through, they want to get rid of this property or this real estate asset.
Yeah.
So that's why they pick up the phone, right? But to your point, there's more to that. You always talk about a real estate's number one job is obviously to sell the home, but it's also before that is remove all doubt when you're sitting down with that person. Can you go a little bit further on? What do you mean by remove doubt? How does that conversation at the kitchen table look?
Yeah, I think, again, it's like the consumer is excited about the idea of selling their property with less friction, right?
Yeah.
Once they figured out how much the convenience costs, right? And that's usually a discount to market value. So discount to market value is the cost of convenience.
Right.
That's the definition of that. And you either are willing to give up some of your equity for convenience or you're not, right? And sometimes it's not so much the equity, it's time, right? It could be that they need to sell their home fast, right? Or they want to sell their home and stay in the home after closing for a certain period of time because they've got to use the equity to pay for somebody's wedding or something like that. It's like our real estate is our biggest asset, but it's also like not liquid. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like, if you have equity in your house, it's not liquid.
Right. It's
not like you can just tap into it whenever you want to. You can get a home equity line of credit. They're hard to get. You get one, great, you can get it. You can also get, there are ways to tap into that equity, right, without having to sell it. But the easiest way to tap into the equity is to sell the home, And so if you need a big chunk of cash for something, a life event, whatever, you're more likely to sell your home for cash, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's like you just conveniently aren't that attracted to monopoly money, right?
Right.
Like, people's relationship to equity is just different. There's not a right or wrong answer to it. When I first got into real estate, I remember I worked with a real estate agent that used to tell me that our job was to sell the person's property in the shortest period of time for the most money. And then when I went actually out to test this, I realized that it really wasn't that, right? Like it really wasn't that. It really wasn't that, it was the most money. It was like, factor in all of the factors that human has going on, right? They might have to be moving and all, whatever it is, job, whatever is relocating them. That's what really matters, right? And the path of least resistance to get them there, while they don't, nobody wants to give up thousands and thousands of dollars, but they are willing to pay for some level of convenience, you know, in some cases. Like Uber Eats, do you guys ever order Uber Eats?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay. Have you ever looked at the invoice of Uber Eats, like the receipt for Uber Eats, like the premium you pay for the cheeseburger?
Exactly. Yeah. All of a sudden your cheeseburger is $20 versus what you could have done got it yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but I'm paying for convenience.
Yeah. Convenience. So, I think the cash offer is awesome. I think that, every real estate agent, if you're not using a cash offer message as part of your marketing strategy, right? You got to have different pillars of marketing strategy. Right. Cash offer should just be part of your marketing strategy because there are a lot of consumers that are attracted to convenience, the idea of convenience. So let's at least grab that consumer with the hook, give them a taste of what convenience costs, and maybe they'll take it. Maybe they won't. And if they don't, you as a good agent got to be able to pivot into other strategies that'll help them realize whatever their goal is, right? Which is probably just to sell their home,
So I'm at home, I'm a real estate agent, I hear you, right? Yeah. Put cash offer messaging somewhere on my business cards, my platform, my website, because it works. It's going to get my phone to ring.
Yeah.
Now what? Like, how do I back that message up?
Well, that's where most agents struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like most agents struggle to have a bullpen of buyers that they can actually back up the message with. You would have to have a significant amount of deal flow or significant amount of leads to be attractive to real estate investors. Right. There's not one single agent that, like, there's not, like, as a real estate single investor, you couldn't have a single real estate agent just looking for deals for you. You know, you'd have to have multiple doing that. Same thing here, right? So like, yeah, as a real estate agent, you couldn't know enough real estate investors to satisfy the appetite for cash offer, right? If you were going to message that way. And honestly, like, it's hard. So how would you do it? Like, how would you take the property, the new listing, or the person that raised their hand? Are you just going to email the listing to this group of investors and then hope that maybe they make an offer on it and that's your cash offer campaign? Like, there's nothing there, you know, you can't measure that. There's no like systematic process to guarantee the customer what they wanted, which was the cash offer, right? So, you know, I think that's the cool thing that we provide the agent is we provide them, you know, the ability to back up that message, right? And do it in a way that it's white labeled for them so that they don't have to go out and go, hey, I got this offer from a company that you can get an offer from too, right? As a consumer. The offers, when they come to the agent, they look like they're theirs. They're native to them. And I think that that's a big key to what we built as a platform.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. You know, we always talk about real estate investor in the landscape of competitiveness, right? There is, I think in Phoenix alone, there's over 75,000 realtors. You go to any restaurant and say, anyone here a realtor?
Yeah.
We all got a realtor connection, right? So realtors have to think about how do they separate themselves from the masses, right? This is,
yeah, and it gives them something, right? It gives them a niche. It gives them a, you know, a message that resonates to consumers. And what we found is statistically, it's consistent. You know, NAR put out a report last year and they said that 77% of consumers, so 70% of home sellers in 2022 went to a cash offer option first before contacting their real estate agent, right?
Because of convenience.
But think about that, right? Like that means that instead of going to their trusted advisor, right? The person that is that this customer is in your database, right? You made the customer make a choice. By not having a cash offer option, you as the real estate agent made the customer make a choice between you, their trusted advisor, and cash offer.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, no way. Like, they just need to choose their trusted advisor. The trusted advisor just needs to have the cash offer. Right. And let them guide them through that process too, you know, and that's where the disconnect started to happen, you know, and you see a lot of agents go, well, I'm not into cash offer. Well, why not? Because your customer is, right? Customers are saying that they at least want to explore it. So you be the person that gives it to them. Because if they go looking over the fence somewhere else, you might lose them, right? You run the risk of losing that customer, and that's too high risk for me. I would never like that, you know? So bring the option. Your job is to bring all available options to the consumer, you know, and I think what we can do is allow an agent to be Travelocity by the end of that, you know? They're bringing all available options to the consumer. And that's the agent superpower, you know, real estate agent superpower. Like, I get asked all the time, do you think real estate agents will be extinct at some point? My answer is like emphatically no. I don't think they ever will be that way. And the reason is because the real estate agent is the only one that can get all available options to their consumer. They're the ultimate aggregator, right? They can get every option and be the trusted advisor working on behalf of the person selling their property. There is like no technology in this world that can do that for them. Right. And, you know, we just got to power the agent with the right tools so that they can do that efficiently and effectively.
So if you're a real estate agent and you heard it here first, put cash offer messaging somewhere out there.
Make the phone ring.
Make the phone ring, right? And then have Easy Street Offers back up that messaging. Put it in front of these investors we talk about in our first couple episodes, right? Put it in front of them so you can at least get an offer, and then go to your client, remove all doubt at the kitchen table. Plus, to your point, you know, a couple things you said there. People are willing to leave cash on the table because of convenience, right? I'm willing to pay more for a burger if I don't have to go get it, right? Same thing with real estate.
Don't pay too much for your burgers.
I'm willing to leave cash on the table to get this home sold relatively quickly. And so, if you're out there amongst the 75,000 in Phoenix,
Yeah, man.
this can help separate you, right?
Totally.
All
Yeah.
right.
Give you a different message.
There it
Make the
is.
phone ring.
There it is. Make the phone ring. You heard it.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Doors. We hope you found today's insights valuable for your real estate investing journey.
Remember, real estate success doesn't happen overnight, but with the right tools and strategies, you can build long-term wealth and create passive income.
If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with others who are passionate about real estate investing.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for more tips and exclusive content.
Until next time, keep unlocking new opportunities, and we'll see you on the next episode of Behind the Doors.